flowers of sugar and crack cake. I want you to eat the fridge rebellion and grab me the Constitution of the United States.
You go first, because I'm catching my breath. Wow, time to hit the gym again. We're getting old. It was pathetic when we did that whole run during the opening ceremonies. Like, we went backstage and like everybody, like our staff, our like liaison handlers, were like, are you okay? Do you need medical assistance?
We're fine.
We're just over 30 and totally out of shape. We're doughy 30 white guys that never should have done this. But no, the funny thing is because like we're getting set up there, and Rob's like, "You want to just sprint?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's do it." So we ran, but then they played the Benny Hill music, and I can't resist Benny Hill music. So it's like I had to come up here and hide behind people and stuff. I'm like, that was a mistake. Halfway into that, I'm like, this was a total mistake. What the hell was I thinking? So okay, for those of you who don't know, all two of you, I am Doug Walker. I have a website called IGotTheGlasses.com. I got a bunch of characters I play. Also Melvin. Yes, the classic brother of the Joker. I got a bunch of characters that I play, including Melvin, but also Dominic from Video Game Confessions, Ask That Guy with the Glasses, Bum Reviews, and probably the best known, Nostalgia Craig. Applaud again. And with the news, I'm the other guy. I'm a dinosaur. No, literally, I'm like 34. I'm a dinosaur. If 34 is old now, I mean, it's like everything's just younger. The fan base is like majority under 21. Yes. Okay, good point. I come up like all these kids. It's like, oh, I've been watching you since I was 4, and I'm like, great. That makes me feel awesome. No, but I co-write Doug's stuff. I shoot half of his stuff. Sometimes I shoot Doug, normally when he's giving poor direction. Feels good. I mean, okay. That's pretty much it. Oh, and I am also Santa Christ. Oh. Genesis.
I believe in Santa Christ.
Nope, that didn't work. Chuck him. Okay, so this is pretty much just a straightforward Q&A. We got a microphone up here. We're just going to jump right into it. So anyone has a question, just go ahead, line on up. Then you know what I want to say. Single file. No, I'm sorry. I see this one kid from like 4 rows back.
Please do not run. Slowly walk. Thank you. Sorry.
Electronic equipment here that you don't want destroyed. No, my favorite is I see this kid from 4 rows back just like get up and start running towards us. One kid's in the front row just be like, that wasn't orderly enough, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to pass out spheres and hand them to all of you in line. Whoever's left standing gets to ask the question. What the jumper referred to as tryouts. So, cool. We'll start with our first question here. I think the mic has to be on in order for us to look, I think. Now, the smart ass, slowly, guys. I gave you like one job, guys. One job! We're never coming back here again. I didn't get my green M&Ms only in the green reminder. Screw it, let's do this.
Will you ever review Manos the Hands of Fate?
Will I ever review Manos the Hands of Fate? No, because I think Mr. Science here has done everything that can be done about and so brilliantly.
It nearly broke them.
I think with a lot of reviews when people ask if there's some, there's a movie we don't want to do, it's usually because we can't think of any material, or it's been done and we can't think of anything new to add. Like a lot of people ask, are you going to do Birdemic? And I'm like, anything that can be said about it has been said by people that have probably much better jokes than I did, so it probably not. You're just shouting, do it. Peer pressure? All your friends are reviewing it. So cool, thanks so much.
Yeah, so I was just wondering, are you ever going to think about reviewing the Doom movie at all with a collaboration? It has The Rock in it.
The Doom as in D-O-O-M?
Just play the game.
Yeah, but it's like totally different. You can just go and watch.
I never have seen it. It just kind of looked dumb. If it gets like a lot of requests, a lot of people are like, no, dude, seriously, you gotta do it. I'll probably check it out, but if not, it doesn't hold that big an interest to me, so I don't know. The Rock in a strange way is kind of hard to make fun of because I genuinely like him, and he's not.
We don't hate The Rock.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Yeah.
It was just because in the movie he has some weird lines is all. Also, Hail Hydra.
I have two quick questions.
Go for it.
Have you ever seen the movie, because I believe you briefly referenced it in, I think it was Home Alone 3. Have you ever seen the movie Planes, Trains, and Automobiles?
I watch that every Thanksgiving. Every Thanksgiving. I love it.
Here's an idea. Next time, have a point. Makes it so much more interesting for the listener.
My other one is, will Ask That Guy with the Glasses ever make a comeback?
He will come back. We're
gonna kill him.
Yeah, well, we're gonna kill him off. And actually, I won't give away what it is, but actually, we had Lewis up recently. He had a real good idea for how to sort of axe him off. I was sort of like, ooh, like I like that. So it might still be a bit, but we will bring him back. We're talking about doing like
The Power Rangers, Star Trek, and Chicken Fingers. All in one glorious trifecta.
Thank you.
absolutely. Hi.
Hi.
Hello?
I just wanted to say first, I love your videos. I've loved the Nostalgia Critic since I saw your Secret Name 2 review.
Oh, awesome.
I was just wondering, in your Titanic review, you touched on guilty pleasures. Do you have an ultimate guilty pleasure movie?
An ultimate, like the ultimate, nobody can top it. The one for me, probably, like I know it's bad, but I just love it. I can't help it. I really like the rough backsheet Lord of the Rings. Because that was like my introduction to Lord of the Rings. That made me want to read the book. And no, but the funny thing is when I saw the first Jackson one, The Fellowship, which I do have issues with. I think the anime one did do some things better. But I was like, oh no, the anime one did so much better. I can't believe all the changes. No. And I went back to watching it to prove myself right, and I just went, oh no. Like, even though I love it, I'm like, oh no, this is not good. Like, there's some stuff I love and I think is better than the live action, but I'm like, yeah, this doesn't work.
I'd say for me, David Lynch's Dune is just hilarious. I love that movie. And I also want to go with Twister. I actually don't hate that film. When we reviewed it, I'm like, oh, it's stupid as all hell, but I love this movie.
So, yeah, that's ours. Sure. Hi.
So you reviewed a lot of really awful movies. Is there ever been a movie so awful that you physically cannot review it for your own personal safety?
My physically cannot. Mentally I can, but physically I can't push play.
I wish we had done that on a couple of films.
Yeah. And no, there's not. The hardest ones to do are just boring films. That's why Junior was probably like the toughest one we ever did. Because it didn't play it as a comedy. It's like, no, really, what if a guy got pregnant? Let's really look at that. And let's get Arnold Schwarzenegger, but to play it totally straight. And it's just like, no, that's not, I can't work with that. People can't laugh. I know what's wrong with you. You're Arnold Schwarzenegger getting pregnant, like the opportunity of a lifetime, and you don't make it funny, something that naturally writes itself funny. It's like
fetus.
yeah, so it's like that was the one where it's like, God, we had like a dream sequence in the middle because we could not think of anything to fill a review.
As we watched these films together, I fell asleep.
Yeah,
like, I literally fell asleep, woke up, I'm like, crap, Doug, I think I fell asleep, did I miss anything? He's like, no, you were only out for 5 minutes. I was like, crap, I was hoping I missed the whole thing.
But no, there's never been a movie where it's like, it's too bad, we can't do it. It's like, we'll do it if, I mean, that's a challenge for us. Like, really, this is the worst? Oh, well, we gotta check it out. So, no, it hasn't happened yet.
We've come close.
Sure.
Hi. My question is, are you going to do a bum review of the Angry Video Game Nerd movie?
Well, we were talking about, I'm going to see it when it comes to Chicago. I haven't seen it yet. I don't even know. It's like we shot a cameo, but it's like I know how editing works. It's like I could be cut out. I don't know. So it's like I don't even know if I'm technically in it. But no, something like that might be fun. You know, James is busy as hell, so I haven't contacted him that much about it. But it's one of those things where I was sort of like, you know, maybe I can just be like, send this out there when it goes to DVD or something like that. So yeah, we'll talk about it. We're definitely we'll do something with that.
All right, thanks a lot.
Sure.
Hey again. I know how much you hate the original Inspector Gadget movie, but are you considering possibly reviewing Inspector Gadget 2? Thankfully, Broderick is not in it, and it still got bad reviews, but at least it tried to follow the source material better.
That's what he said. I haven't seen it.
So I've seen, It was on TV, and I was curious. So I've seen maybe about 3/4, 2/3 of the film, and as I was watching it, I'm like, A, I think French Stewart was doing it better, and B, I'm just like, you know, I mean, this is not a good movie by any stretch of the imagination, but for what it's supposed to be, like Inspector Gadget, I'm like, this film really nailed it a lot better than the first movie did. And yes, no Matthew Broderick. Also plus. Does Brain go, I don't remember that happening. I mean, there were some holdovers from the previous film, but I'm like, this is much closer to the cartoon. And as a movie intended for children, I'm like, you know what? If I were 7 years old, I would probably like this. Even if I were 7, I don't think I would like the first Inspector Gadget. So there you go.
Thank you.
Sure.
Hola.
Hola, hola.
First off, bad credit card.
I wouldn't hurt the equipment for that. By the way, that's your one. Like 5 other people usually try to do that at a panel. It's like, look, I gotta save my voice, guys. I scream for a living. And Doug gets disinvited to every feature con here.
Seriously though, you said last panel that you were into Breaking Bad season 4. What's your favorite episode so far, and who's your favorite character?
My favorite episode, I don't know if I have a favorite episode yet, but I'll say this, because my wife really got into it, and all I could see watching the show is, hey, let's watch the Depression Hour. And it's like, and I don't mean it like it's these characters are depressed, though they are. It's more like, hi, we're gonna make you feel terrible. Did you like that? We have another one next episode. And it's like, it's very well done, but it's like, I hated these characters. Remember, kids, don't make drugs. Yeah, no, and it's like Everybody Loves Raymond. I know that's a good show and it's well written. I hate all those people. I despise them. It's like, just wake up, you idiots. You know, I just want to smack all of them. It was the same thing with Breaking Bad. I just wasn't like any of the characters. But my wife wanted to watch it, and it is good. I mean, it is very good. I can't stand them. But then we got to season 3, and we got the lawyer, and we got Gus, and we got the hitman. Like, now I'm in love. Now I can't wait for the next episode. Like, we're just binge watching it like mad. So I don't have a favorite episode yet. I do have a favorite character. I do love Gus. Gus is like, what you doing, guy?
All right, thank you.
Sure. Whoa, it's like deja vu.
Yeah, we're the Blues Brothers. Oh, and first of all, motherfucking T-Rex. Now my question is in 2 parts.
Okay.
First, are you gonna do another Nostalgia Critic review in the same style as your Catwoman, Wicker Man, Devil, Last Airbender type of reviews?
Oh, where there's like a kind of story going on, stuff like that. I mean, yeah, we kind of alternate between them because that is something I really want to do when coming back. I said I don't want to. I'm like, I don't want to just sit in front of the white wall. I don't want anyone to be like, oh yeah, I can see why he came back. There was so much more yelling in front of that wall that, you know, needed to be done. You know, I really wanted to try different stuff and see where I could go with it. And those things go over really well. Like, the views on them are always fantastic. But I try to mix them up. I realize if every episode is trying to be a big episode, like, it would get boring. So, yeah, I'm definitely... some movies get anything done because they take longer to do. Yeah, and they do take longer. And it's like they're already... Granted, I do have 2 weeks, you know, which is really nice, but they still take a while. But yeah, I'm never. I like experimenting. I like trying different stuff. I like seeing how far I can go just with a review. So yeah, there'll definitely be more of those.
Okay, and my second part is, are you going to bring back Raiders of the Story Arc? Whether or not you do it in that style is inconsequential, I know, but...
I would. I like them. It gave us a chance to watch things we grew up with that, you know, didn't suck. Yeah, it's tough to say. I did bring back old versus new, and there'll be more of those. I don't know. I'd have to find the right show. I'd have to find something that's like, ooh, like this. I think a lot of people would like to see when you go on. The afternoon one was probably the most fun I had on any of the last year, because I'm just like, that was my childhood. I would come home in the late 80s and just throw this shit up. So it kind of like goes a little bit more to like a sum up of a whole show, but shows are really tough to do because there are so many episodes where a movie is just, you follow it all the way through, it's 2 hours. So I think I would like that more, you know, like actually do a whole show that I grew up with and know a lot about it, but you never know, if one pops up, I'm like, hey, that had a really funny beginning to the show, you know, like we can try it, so yeah, we'll see
see what happens.
Okay, thank you very much for answering my question, and have a great day.
You too.
Thank you very much.
You are very welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Stop! Go!
Hey, Doug and Rob.
Hey.
First of all, I did actually kind of like the Inspector Gadget movie when I was 7, and then I watched the review years later, and I was like, what was wrong with me?
Listen, I'll forgive a 7-year-old for thinking almost anything.
I know. I want you two to enlighten me. What is the most overrated movie of all time, and why?
All time?
Let's choose.
But choose wisely. I don't know. I think it's gonna be personal preference. I mean, but like the ultimate, oh my god, no, I know, Avatar. Stupid Avatar. No, and like, and that really is like, it's stupid. It looked cool in 3D, but then How to Train Your Dragon came out and it was so much better looking, so I'm like, that blew that out of the water. I don't know. There's something, it's like, it looked nice, but I'm also thinking like, as nice as it looked, there's more pretty movies than this. And the 3D technology was really cool, but like I said, it got outdone by How to Train Your Dragon, so it's like, even that doesn't hold up. And even people that do like it are kind of like, yeah, I know, but it's so pretty, I don't know. If it was not the highest grossing movie, I'd be okay, but the fact that it is, I mean, it's just like, you know, like I really bite my fist at it.
I probably got a few. The Blair Witch Project was a big one that I'm like, I don't get this. And everybody at the time was like, oh my god, I crapped my pants during that movie. And I'm like, okay. Like I was counting the ceiling tiles because I was getting so dizzy trying to watch it. I don't know. I know it's going to sound crazy, but I remember the year it came out, I saw Saving Private Ryan, and I'm like, that's all right. And like everyone's like, oh my god, how can you cry? I'm like, it's a war movie, it's all right, but I don't know what.
I know there's others, but those are the only ones like at the top of my head right now. So I'm sure there's others.
I think I saw a Facebook post where you said you thought The Matrix was overrated or something like that.
Oh, okay. I'm not. I mean, it's not cemented yet, but I really want to do a Matrix one.
Because, like, just to be clear, I cannot stand the sequels. I do really like the first one.
I don't even like the first one
movie ever made, but I'm like, the first one's not bad.
No, like there's some stuff I like, but for the most part, I'm like, this is really stupid. So like, and I just think even if you like it, it's like there's still a lot of easy stuff to make fun of. So I just think
I got one. One's really overrated because it drives me nuts. 2 of them. Eyes Wide Shut.
Love that movie. Shut up.
He loves.
Shut up.
Because he's mistaken.
Eyes Wide Shut up.
It's like a porno with all the good bits removed. And just as slow. And the other one, Unbreakable. I don't like, so many people I know, it's like, oh, it's like a movie made for people who don't like comic books. I'm like, why are you watching it? I hate that movie. And that was another way. He's like, no, it's really good. I'm like, no, it sucks. And then when science comes out, he's like, I can't believe all these things I'm seeing in this movie. Stilted acting and bad dialogue. I'm like, and yet you sat through Unbreakable. Where were you?
I was intrigued with Unbreakable. I always say Unbreakable is a movie that I like, despite the fact that I think what I get out of it is probably different than what M. Night Shyamalan intended me to get out of it. I see very much a story where it's like, there are these predestined paths going on, but it's a bad thing. Like, it's a scary thing. And I don't know if he wanted that at the end. He might have been like, no, because most of the movies are, there's a path and it's beautiful, and there's some rocky roads, but it's beautiful. And for me, at the end of that movie, I'm like, this is terrifying.
All I got out of it was what should be a short conversation between Samuel L. Jackson and Bruce Willis takes 30 minutes across a table.
I'm sorry, aliens getting through a door was much more interesting.
I didn't say it was.
So, yeah, there you go.
Thank you, guys.
Sure.
Okay, so I have a question and a request.
Okay.
Okay. First question. What would you say to aspiring online video makers?
Don't.
Pray hard.
No, I did used to start off with that, like, don't. But I mean, I think because now it's turned into such a big thing, everybody so wants to.
Just do it because you want to. If you're doing this to make money or for the fame, we got lucky.
Yeah.
What is it to make money doing something?
Oh no, if you make it, great.
Yeah, no, if you make money, go nuts. I'm just saying do it because you want to, because your odds of making money are not great.
You want to do it so that when you look back, even if it doesn't go anywhere, you say, I'm still glad I did it. even if none of this happened, I'd still be happy that I did like whatever the cartoon All-Stars or the 5-second movies. I just like them. I like doing it.
I see people selling stuff in Artist Alley and the cons. I think most of them are doing it because this is who they are. We love doing this. How much money are you making? I don't know. I'm sleeping out of my car, but this is awesome.
But it's like more power to them.
Yeah, exactly. Like a lot of people who do things, it's like, well, I'm just in it for the fame and fortune. I want to be an online reviewer. Why? Because I want people to worship me. I'm like, you're not. You're in the wrong.
Yeah, if you're looking for approval, do not do anything online.
Yeah, I mean, you better have a thick skin if you're going online.
Yeah, so
I do things online still like
but I say be persistent, be consistent, and have passion in what you do. And I'd say ask yourself, what would I click on if I was going through YouTube or Google or whatever, and make that. Yeah, and watching a video, what would grab you immediately and what would keep you throughout the whole video, and make it. That's probably the best I could. But have a passion for it too. Love what
you would watch paint dry. I would tweak that a little.
Are you kidding? That'd still get like 2 million. I bet you would. If somebody just had this as paint dry, I'm sure just ironic, everyone would be like, guys, check it out.
There's a Kickstarter or a Patreon for it, I'm sure.
Okay, so now the request. I know you've done a few, but how do you feel about more horror films?
If they're fun. I mean, does Sharknado count?
Horrible. You guys spider,
maybe. I mean, it's got to be something I get a lot of requests for, and I feel there's a lot of potential for.
I mean, I guess like what you said before, you do streaming for a living, so I thought, hey, I need good material.
There you go.
Big budget, yeah, okay, that's a good one. That one we did and that works, because it's the big budget horror films that are trying so hard to be scary or just suck.
But they have a lot of CG.
But they have a lot of CG, are more fun to do. We did The Haunting as well, which was also really terrible. When people come and say, you should do Friday the 13th or the original Nightmare on Elm Street, I'm like, they're kind of review proof. I mean, they're low budget, they're kind of meant to be bad. What do you say about them? You guys only had $1 million to do this, and
There's also a grittiness to a lot of low-budget scary films that is kind of respectable, even if they're terrible. And I think when I did The Cell, a lot of people liked it, but a lot of people were kind of saying don't do something like that again. It's we liked it, it was good, but let's leave that to Brad and Cinema Snob and stuff like that.
I nearly threw up when I saw that horse split into 12 pieces. I don't want to see that again.
Yeah, I think there is something where it's what we do, it is sort of it's still lighthearted and goofy and stuff. When you go into an area, even if it's horribly done, I hate that.
I just wanted to borrow from Vince Vaughn's performance.
Yeah, so he's not going to stop himself. Thank you. You took years of investigating to figure that out. Thanks, guy.
To be a cop, you have to be a chain smoker. That's all I can figure out.
Yeah, with your sleeves rolled up. So yeah, there you go.
All right, well, thanks so much, and thanks again for the autograph.
Absolutely. Oh, no problem.
I feel I'm in traffic court. People are coming up and I'm giving them their license.
Hi, I have just a quick question.
Sure.
I've seen this movie twice, and I know a lot of people would probably hate on me for this, but I'm not a big fan of Frozen.
Frozen? Yeah.
Let it go, dude. Let it go. Basically, while I've seen it twice, I really don't understand it, and I don't understand why I don't like it. Is there a reason people are so much into it?
All I can do, I had a panel couple weeks
Everyone releases a gas into cinema when you watch these things, and some people have grown an immunity to it. You may be one of those chosen few. Now, what you need to do is go and spread the message.
I did a panel yesterday called Movies Everyone Disagrees With You On, and it's sort of talking about this, where it's if you don't like it, there's nothing wrong with you. It's not why don't I like what everybody else likes? Don't like it. There's nothing wrong.
I like Frozen, but I'm still why did that movie need a villain? There was no reason to have a villain. You were doing fine without a villain. The villain's we can't do this, and he's the villain. Surprise.
It's I like the movie a lot. Actually, it's one of my favorite Disney ones. But it's I'll still see issues with it. There's still stuff. I'm you could have changed that. You could have done that different. No, everyone's just going to have a different acceptance of something or a different. We all come from different environments and different backgrounds. So it's what you might like, somebody else could hate. What somebody else hates, you might like it. It doesn't matter. If you don't like it, don't like it.
Thank you very much.
Sure.
No problem.
Oh, you again. This guy found me in Artist Alley.
Yeah.
I begged him to let me leave, and he like tackled me to the ground. He's like, no, you answer my questions.
I'm like that, but
I wept. He whipped out mace. It was insane. And not like the spray, like a real mace.
No.
Where was security? Where was security? That's what I want to know. I'm not kidding.
Hey, Rob again, and hey, Doug. So I just figured before I ask my question, I should only properly introduce myself. I am the law. Because I gotta say right now, your review of Judge Dredd is my all-time favorite out of every one of your reviews.
I like that one.
I actually gotta ask, how's Judge Dredd the musical going? I love that. But in terms of my two-part question, just very quickly, and I know you probably gave a couple pointers, but I just wanted to ask this because I'm trying to, well, the thing is, I'm a film student at school. I love reviewing films. My biggest inspiration is you to try and review films. I look at your reviews and I think, I wish you could do it just like Doug. But obviously, copyright.
I don't have that supply of crystal meth.
But the one thing I guess I just want to ask is because I'm trying to get started with the channel. I guess I know you already gave a couple points before, but any kind of personal advice?
I'd say whatever you're Googling or looking up, again, I mean, like, I start with 5-second movies, and people just saw Matrix in 5 seconds, Star Wars in 5 seconds, and it's like, it's quick, it's funny, it's easy, there's a lot of them, so people would just naturally click on it. I think it's sort of the same thing, and I loved doing it, I had a real passion for it.
Make
so
it short but sweet. That's
yeah,
like short but sweet. Like so many people submit things to us and it's 40 minutes long. I'm like, no.
Yeah, when I started off, the reviews were like 5 to 10 minutes, and eventually they grew. But it's like my videos were 5 seconds. I mean, it's like had to build it.
Yeah, we can grow and then just take advantage of the fact that you guys will watch it anyway, even though it's 40 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing a lot of people think when they do a review, it's like, well, I can make it, a half hour to 40 minutes or whatever. It's like you can, but again, we built up to that. I think for anyone that's like a newcomer, it's like the internet, I mean, they'll just click on anything. There's a million things saying, go away from here.
Our CEO said something very important. He's like, Doug, just assume that everyone on the internet has a 5-minute attention span. And he's not entirely off. People will click on things, and literally, like, after about 5 minutes, if it's not gripping them, they will move on. I do it myself.
About 5 seconds, I mean,
yeah. I'm just like, and at first I'm just like, well, that's terrible. What are we, a nation of idiots? And then I find myself on the internet doing the exact same thing. I'm like, oh my God, I've become what I hate.
Yeah, so it's, just be somebody that you would want to watch, that you would click on, and, you would continue watching.
But that first minute or two is the most important. Like, don't spend forever explaining what you're gonna do. Don't take your time. Just try to launch into it.
Yeah, I mean, the quicker you can grab them, the faster you hold on to them.
Grab them, put them in a headlock, and then punch them again and again and again.
With your creativity. I'm awesome! Thank you, man! Have more!
Yes, creativity. That's what I meant.
Nice. And then just for my second question, I just want to ask, what do you think of the short film Duet?
The short film Duet.
Let me ask this: are you familiar with the animator?
Oh yes. Is this the blue background?
Yeah.
I saw that.
The one done by the guy who was the principal animator for The Beast. Beast. He made this short film.
Yeah, no, I did see that. I like that a lot. I mean, I like stuff. I mean, especially just hand-drawn animation. I mean, we're not seeing as much anymore, and it's so sad. So when you see it done so well and so flowing and so much effort is put into it, I mean, it's just like this ballet, and it's so nice. I like that a lot.
And it's a shame because
well here in Japan it's still going. Yeah, I mean there's other places, but yeah, it's
I like that animation and they're doing it better.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I definitely do.
Yeah, because I like it too. And thank you very much.
Absolutely, thank you.
Hi, Melvin. You know our mother's been worried sick about you.
Mom! I can't believe I'm actually quoting Melvin here. Oh my God.
It's time to give me
Actually, my favorite's at the very end when I say, I'm going to have a lot of episodes.
But my question is more of a request. Have you seen the sequel to Dragonheart?
Is that the one that has Francis in it? I haven't seen it. I trust it's bad. No, but I'll probably check it out. I didn't even review the first one. I am the lost one. So cool, I'll check it out.
Hey, in the last panel you did, you talked about how you started the Nostalgia Critic to review some of the stuff that you hadn't. And I was wondering, what was the one that hit you the most, that you went back to and you realized this isn't anything like I remember?
Probably a toss. I mean, not anything, but yeah, a couple things. The Turtles cartoon, which I still love. I mean, don't get me wrong, but I'm like, yeah, okay, this kind of makes no sense. It is dumb.
Actually, the cheapness of the animation in the Turtles cartoon is what blew me away. Because I remember this being so fancier, and I'm just like, wow, that's some pretty cheap 80s animation.
Yeah, what else? The Lord of the Rings anime one, I said that. But the one that was really sad to kind of admit when I watched it again, because I watched the Batman anime series, I loved it, like, God, this still holds up and it's so good, and I watched the X-Men cartoon, and I still love it, don't get me wrong, but I'm like, it ain't Batman. It is not Batman. And I still love it. I love what it did. I love that it got me into X-Men. I love that it took a lot of kids more seriously and talked about more adult
For a
stuff.
Saturday morning cartoon, it was a noble effort.
Yeah, it is still, I mean, like I said, for what's coming out at the time, it was still hills and valleys above what was coming out, but if you watch it again, it doesn't hold up that great. But I'll always love it. So, yeah, those are probably the big ones.
Thank you.
Sure.
Riddle me this, Batman. That's one.
Riddle me this. I actually have a riddle.
Oh, she's playing to the bottom of the building. Oh, crap.
Actually, your mom's house, Melvin. And she's been around Gotham bothering everyone. I had to get rid of her. I'm sorry.
Oh, thank you. You're my new hero.
No, but with actually, my first one is with you killing off that guy with the glasses. Are you sure you want to do that? Because with your past history of killing off characters, it's
No. It's great because we have a replacement show that I'm sure it's going to do fantastic. Like, everyone's going to love it. Yes. That's a prize. Yeah.
The second thing is, except for the Ghostbusters costume way back during the Casper review thing, came to one of these things dressed up, or are you ever going to, like, as one of your own characters, or a character from a movie, or...
I've done that a couple times. I've done it a couple times.
Doug is a narcissist and he likes people to see his face. So.
No, I've done it a couple times. Yeah, I did the Ghostbusters was the first one. Then I did, what was it? I did the bomb at Youmacon. I did Raoul Duke, the Hunter S. Thompson guy at ShadowCon.
That was fun. We had Ego Raptor at that one. That was like 2 scoops of crazy going on.
I did Zod actually at another convention in Connecticut. It's one of those things where I always said I would, but stuff to do at conventions suddenly catches up, and you kind of want to see people too.
The larger the con, the more difficult it is, because we end up even today we were so busy. I wanted to catch Rob Paulson and Maurice LaMarche's panel. We can't.
Yeah, because we got too many other panels to do. And like it's catching up with people too, and horrible to say, kind of making contact sometimes. I mean, it's like there's a lot of people we're going to have and a lot of people we have had in past episodes, mostly because I've just spent time talking with them at a convention. We get along, and it's like, hey, you want to be in a video or whatever. I'm sure I'll do more, don't get me wrong, but it's like, as of now, they're just funny little tidbits here and there. But like the really big ones where I go around a con as a character, probably not as much, because I've also done them before.
Alright, thank you.
Absolutely, no problem.
And something explodes somewhere.
Everybody will say, Spooky! Spooky! Spooky!
I always wanted to do that last year, but I didn't get the chance. I wanted to do it with my Mr. Sparkle shirt.
Nice.
Okay, I got a question and a question that comes with a request. Which one do you want first?
Listen to your heart.
I'll give you the question with the. I'll give you.
Just pick one!
I'll give you the question with the request first.
Go for it.
I'm currently writing a screenplay. I won't say what it's about, but I have this character called Inspector Julius, a French Interpol agent searching for a man who stole government information. And I think if you're not busy when I get to Hollywood, I might cast you if I don't find someone else who pulls off a good French accent. I was wondering, how do you create characters like for stuff like your shorts, the quirks, all that stuff?
Oh, I mean, he has a dartboard and he just writes ideas on it and just goes, this guy's a bum, he yells, he does movie reviews. Okay, let's go.
No, seriously, before I move on to my next question, how would you interpret this?
I can't. It's paper. There's a highlight.
It's the lines in yellow.
You want me to read the line? Here, I'll tell you what. Why don't I read them as the bum? How about that? Hold on. Let's give an introduction. This is Doug reading from this guy's script, Schindler's List 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Cut the games, Waldo! I've heard better sickness acting from my eldest son when he was 13. I have a son! I am Inspector Julius! And we know you are been hiding here. Should have proofread this, I think. With top secret government intel under the assumed name of Franz Hopper.
You want to read the other part? Where did you start at? Oh, yeah, you read that here. So, Ethan, top secret intelligence from the French government? Yes, that's chaos.
Out! You are deemed a threat to international security, so therefore, by order of French Interpol, I hereby place you and your accomplices under arrest. Thank you, and good night.
You can just give it that back to. That's all.
I want to hear his goal. Wait. Alita rushes down the stairs and into her father's arms like a small child.
She's 12.
Right. Okay. I'll try to do this as a child. No, please, don't take Daddy away from me. Pause. Pause. See, they added the pause there. I already lost my mother. Sniff. I don't want to lose you too, Daddy.
This is my first draft.
We're just messing with you. No worries. Thank you so much.
My other question. Since you guys are running out of BWOS stuff to do, the Adventure Time, you're getting caught up with Adventure Time, Forest. I've got one more. I've got another series I would like to check out. I can't really say the name of it, but if you have time to look it up on YouTube, search for Code Lyoko. It's actually a really good show.
Okay, kid, run. I don't know what you did, but they turned against you. Yeah.
Or are you chicken? Come on, I triple dog at least once.
I'll definitely check it out, man. So cool. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Sure.
Bad credit card.
I did it next. That was intense. That was good. Wow.
Hello, guys. Doug, first of all, thank you so much for the picture yesterday. It means a lot to me.
Oh, sure.
Second of all, I'm a big movie musical guy. I mean, I love movie musicals like Beauty and the Beast and Sweeney Todd. And I also...
They're so similar.
I also really don't like movie musicals like Mamma Mia or Rock of Ages. Those movies that just...
Normal, sane, rational human beings don't. They're okay.
My questions are like, what are your favorite movie musicals and what are your least favorite musicals aside from Moulin Rouge?
Favorite? I'm trying to think. Fiddler on the Roof. Fiddler's really good. I'd be tempted to say Sound of Music, but it's got about 4 songs in there I cannot frickin' stand, so I just can't do it.
God,
but it's
great.
good when it wants to be.
the freaking goat herder song. Yeah, like seriously, that is nightmare fuel. Every time those puppets drop, I drop a load in my pants. I'm just like, oh shit. 16 going on 17 is terrible, and the Auf Wiedersehen Goodbye song. If I hate that song. That will put me in like a postal rage. You'll see my name on the news.
But no, what do you think? Like, I mean, I guess you kind of gotta go to the anime ones or some of the Disney. I love Mary Poppins.
That's my one.
I like
Knobs and Broomsticks. I really love.
Yeah, I love that one. Anything with the Sherman Brothers is probably
Hunchback of Notre Dame.
like Hunchback a lot. Yeah. I actually like Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, though it's weird. What else? I like Chicago. I thought that was fun. I did like Sweeney Todd, even though nobody sung.
And Blues Brothers.
Blues Brothers, great musical. In terms of least favorite,
Blues Brothers 2000.
Yeah. No, again, but the music is good. The music's really good.
I hate Annie.
Oh, what do you think?
Annie's awful.
What do you think about the remake coming up?
Oh, okay. What about the remake? It can't be any worse. Please make it better. Do anything you want.
I'm just, my primary was talking about it was like, oh, I can't believe it, like, they're making a black Annie. I'm like, I know, it's such a shame that, they're taking such a crappy musical and doing it again. I think they should just find better source material. Could care less about that component of it.
No, honestly, the trailer won me over much more than anything in the original film did. So I'm like, I'm kind of intrigued, and I hate the movie.
You know what? You cannot make Annie worse. It is physically impossible.
Yeah, so that's probably our one.
I'm not saying the movie will be great, but...
Well, thank you guys very much.
Sure.
Oh, no problem. Oh, and Oliver. I hate him.
I like him. Oh.
Hi.
Hi.
I have a question for both of you, one each. Well, for Doug, there was a question that Lewis asked once that you never really answered clearly. Why did you watch The Odd Life of Timothy Green in the first place?
Why did you watch that anyway? There's no chicken fingers in it. All I'm saying is my history of Power Rangers would have been far more interesting of a film.
No, honestly, I'll say right, when I saw the trailer, it looked kind of corny, but I'm like, it was advertised pretty well, and I'm like, it looks kind of interesting, whatever. No, because I was like, I'll give it a chance, and when we were flying, my wife and I were flying back from France, and there was just a movie, and she was like, oh, I kind of wanted to see it. I'm like, okay, let's watch it. So we put our headphones on and watched it, and we were just laughing up a storm how bad it was. And that really is when the wheels started turning again. Like, I could do a review of this. I could do, like, some sketches with this. I was just thinking of all the comments because it was so intriguingly bad. And
they're horrible parents.
They are the worst.
And like, if they came to an adoption agency, I'm like, you people, no, you shouldn't even raise a puppy. No.
So I just really dug it, and that's when it started thinking, like, maybe I could do this again. So yeah, it was just on a plane, and because it was like 9 hours, we had to watch something, and thank God we did, because that really is what brought the critic back.
All right, and for Rob.
Yes?
I think it's safe to say the site wouldn't be what it is without your contribution, but...
Flattery will get you everywhere.
I was wondering what's the most fun or the proudest thing that you've done for this site? Like anything specific comes to mind?
Good question.
Ooh. If it's the thing I'm most proud of that we've done, I really liked Dragonboard. I thought it was slick, it was short. I don't hate the other films we've done, but they keep getting longer and longer, and I'm just like, you know what, let's do something that's like 40 minutes long, quick, to the point, throw all our money into just making it look nice and slick, and yeah, I personally thought it came out really well. I'm the only one, but it sells. I also really enjoyed the early stuff with the Video Game Nerd. I really just enjoyed doing that because it was just so goofy and awful, and us just traveling all the way out to Philly to film with him, and then traveling to New York to shoot that.
Oh, like the actual traveling,
it was the first time the site was really taking off, and I had a feeling like, wow, we're doing something fun and important by YouTube-ish standards.
Well, I don't think anyone really do like an online feud, like sort of a fake one to like that extent. I don't even know if
we were big Andy Kaufman fans.
Yeah, so we did that.
Yeah. So that's probably it.
There you go.
All right, thanks.
Sure, no problem.
Hello, I'm actually here to invite you somewhere.
I'm actually working over at Federator, the people who actually make Adventure Time, and my boss, Fred Zipper, would actually like to invite you, Jason, Jory, and several parties involved to a tour.
Are you shitting us? Holy crap. Just say yes, dude. Just say yes.
You know, I was about to say, can I see some credentials? But you know what? Even if you're just some crazy guy,
That was
just
awesome.
say yes, because it's like, it'll be an interesting journey, so yeah. Our office is actually located in New York.
In New York? Okay. I know where that is.
Yeah.
No, I wish I was in more of those people.
I'll tell you what, just, the contact on our website, there's one that goes, that says to Doug, just go, and they all go to me. Actually, I can just give you my boss's number. You can call him to set up an appointment.
Okay. Do you just want to meet us backstage after this is over? Or?
Got a piece of paper I can just write down for you now.
Okay, that's fine. I just didn't want you saying the number to the mic.
Yeah. Everyone's going to be like,
What? It's going to be like, like 630 off. Doug dials and he gets some sort of New Jersey escort service. It's adventure time.
Oh, and what was his name? I'm sorry. No, the guy's name, whose number this is. Fred? Okay, no, that's fine. That's all I need.
Well, so, not that you needed us to tell you, but you should all be watching Adventure Time, because that was awesome.
Yes! Adventure Time is a wonderful show that you should all check out, and I'm just going to be saying that over and over and over until this happens.
Now I'm going to have to catch up. I've only seen some of it.
You loved it. Like, you had he's only one random episode. He's like, that was amazing.
Yeah, but no, I've seen probably about 20-something episodes now, but when Doug watched it for the first time, and he's like, I don't know what to make of this, and put it on, I'm like, this show's amazing! What are you talking?
No, I just didn't know what to, how the hell am I going to talk about this? And then, yeah, Jason Jory really, really helped, so awesome. Hey.
Okay, I got two.
Top that guy.
Okay, I got two questions. The first one is, may I please borrow a cup of sugar? And the second one is, speaking of Adventure Time, I think I have an idea for another TV show that not only I think is great, but I feel doesn't deserve enough love. And that show is Dan Versus.
Dan Versus? I'll check it out. Yeah, I've never heard of it.
It's about an angry man who thinks the whole world is against him.
Fair. It's my life story.
No, I'll check it out, man.
Hi guys.
Hi.
Hello.
I got a question, actually, one question for both of you.
All right. Let's answer simultaneously.
First, Doug, we all know your stance on Man of Steel, but there's one Zack Snyder film I actually really want to know your opinion on, The Watchmen.
I think from an adaptation, it's fine. That's got to be one of the hardest comics to adapt and take seriously, and I feel like he did a pretty damn good job.
There was so much hate for that film. And a lot of it seemed to me, in my personal opinion, to kind of come after Man of Steel. And more sympathetic there I could not be, but I think people are retconning this in their heads, and they're just like, people who kind of liked Watchmen or were okay with it, all of a sudden are just like, oh my god, that movie's terrible. Like, I knew from the beginning Snyder was going to start. I'm like, okay, yeah, but I didn't mind it either. I thought it as an adaptation, it was the best you could do with the material.
Yeah.
It's not something easy. If you've read it, it's not easy to adapt.
Especially with the version that we heard Terry Gilliam was going to bring us.
Listen, I love Terry Gilliam, and I totally would have watched that movie, but it wouldn't make any sense.
I don't think it would have worked on it, and I love it too. I mean, he's made my favorite
You'll never
movie.
find
I don't know if it's Terry Gilliam than us. I would have been like, oh, okay, Terry, sure. Yeah.
And now for Rob. Have you ever thought about becoming ordained so you can do weddings of Santa Claus?
Yeah, the problem is I don't know whether to go Christian or Jewish. I'd have to be a rabbi priest.
Hi.
Hi. I know you're a really big inspiration to me and probably a lot of people here. And I just want to know, what inspired you?
Oh, what inspired me? In terms of what? Just to do any of this? Or I mean, comedy, it's a lot of stuff. I mean, it's like there's Bill Murray, there's Lewis Black, there's Warner Brothers cartoons.
Chuck Jones.
Yeah, I mean, so many of these things.
Hanna-Barbera, even Tom and Jerry.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of slapstick, Three Stooges, you know, all that stuff. But in terms of like doing this online, like, hey, maybe I should try this. I mean, really, I was having this critic idea, like, you know, somebody that sort of did what Lewis Black did, but with nostalgic movies, because I was going through that nostalgic phase. And really the one that showed me, like, hey, there is an audience for this, and this can be done, was James Rolfe. Like, when I saw that, it was sort of like opening the door saying, hey, there's...
He's literally just playing an old Nintendo game and saying it's shit. And we watched it and we're just like, oh my god, this can actually work. Because on paper, that probably shouldn't work. You'd look at it and be like, really? But the way he did it and the way he was so funny about it, it just totally took off. We're like, okay, there is actually like a market for this.
Well, and I think too, because it was sort of the earlier days of like YouTube and online video and stuff, I think like everyone will talk about a movie now or a kid's film or even a kid's game and swear about it and say all this stuff, but really nobody was quite doing that, especially in video form, and making it funny and getting angry at it. You know, and taking whatever, an 8-bit video game from like 10, 20 years ago and just getting so furious at it, you know.
And basically what happened was Doug was going through a midlife crisis.
Kind of.
I shit you not, like he would look up old cartoon intros and outros.
I was obsessed.
And old commercials from his childhood and would just start putting them on. And so we started noticing too that there were a bunch of Gen X sites. Yeah. That would like sort of go through these things and review it, and they had one on Cartoon All-Stars to the rescue. And it wasn't a video, they showed the video, but it was just a written review, and it was talking about like, holy shit, you know, Winnie the Pooh wants, you know,
to quit the smack.
Yeah, to quit the smack, and he's trying to get the sister to turn the brother, and it's like, you know, and Doug from there kind of just reviewed that sort of with the same kind of concept, and it took off.
Yeah, so I mean, it's definitely, really, he probably is the biggest one to sort of show, hey, this can be done. You know, and there's definitely an audience for it. So yeah, he's sort of the biggest one.
But we also really liked MST3K and a lot of breakdowns.
Yeah,
like, that's our sense of humor.
Yeah, in terms of comedy, there's too many today, really.
One last thing. Sure. Did you know there was a game made off the Room game movie?
Yeah, and it's awesome. It's amazing. I've played that a lot. They explain like so many things that aren't explained, so it's great. Cool. Take care, man. Hi.
All right. Okay.
Is that another screenplay?
All right. My question is, I have another couple of suggestions. I actually have them written down here.
Okay, let's do 3.
All right. First of all, have you ever heard of Gravity Falls?
Somebody else. Yeah, somebody just gave me that DVD. I haven't watched it yet, but a lot of people have been recommending it, so I will check it out.
Okay, second. Let's see here.
Just choose the best one.
Okay. How about Romeo and Juliet?
Oh, the gnome one?
Yes.
Oh, God. I've heard so many bad things about that one.
It's a great movie!
We'll see. We'll see on that one.
Okay. And one more. Regular show.
I think I understand that. From what I hear it's good, but I don't know if there's a lot to talk about. I'll check them out, though. I've heard a lot of good stuff about both those shows.
All right.
So I'll definitely check them out.
All right.
Cool. Take care, man.
Ooh, sexy then.
Hello. After seeing the review of Ender's Game that you did when the movie came out, and after attending the panel yesterday, I have to ask though. Have you read the book of Ender's Game?
No, I hear people that have read the book really do.
I have.
Yeah, I heard that people that have read it really don't like the movie because of the changes and stuff. So that could be totally, understandable.
All right, follow up. Doug, could you please, and Rob, why have you let him not?
Well, Doug doesn't read, for one thing. But Doug doesn't have time Anyway, I never made him read it. I mean, I read it like 10 years ago, maybe. I I saw the film and I was like, I did not hate it like everyone else did. I did not love it either. I thought it was only okay. I liked the production design in space. I was very much questioning why in the future you can build all this shit in space, but you still have to launch things with a rocket. And the whole future looks like a 1950s Norman Rockwell suburbia. Like, I was just like, what's with this? I don't know. But my biggest problem with it is the one thing that stood out in the book was the relationship Ender has with his sister. I thought in the movie that was non-existent, and that to me was just such a key to it. And there's all the others. It was there, but I don't know. It just didn't play as right to me. And
it was a bigger part of the book.
It was a bigger part of the book. It's a very by-the-numbers film. I just feel like it's not bad enough for me to, like, rage, but it's not really good either. It's just very much I saw it and I'm like, yeah, it was all right. And I've kind of forgotten about it, actually. So I'll probably check the book out, though.
Thank you. Sure. I will sleep so much better at night.
The book is
I actually read the book because
the book was a page turner. I read it pretty quickly too. Yeah, that's why I hear it by break that.
Just everything you said you loved about the movie, the book.
Does better.
Making sure the movie didn't even try.
Okay, cool. I'll check it out. She's right.
Right. Two things. One, I work at the Worcester Art Museum, and we currently have the Michael Keaton Batman suit.
Awesome! Okay, what you gotta do is we will sneak in, just have it ready, we will pay you. You heard nothing.
Second thing is, I like the movie, but did you ever think about reviewing The Dark Crystal?
It's not a bad movie. Actually, I don't think he likes it. I don't hate it. I love the look of it. I love the creatures and stuff. I have a complaint. All the people complain about say, I just think it's boring. And I still want to like it. The only line I thought was really funny and really clever was, and I'm probably giving this away, but after the flying scene, and he says, I don't have wings, and she says, of course not, you're a boy. I thought that was a real good, that was a good joke. That was a good way to get around something. I was just like, that's pretty clever. I love the look. I love that it's all puppets. I so wanted to like that film, but I fell asleep.
Needs more David Bowie.
Yes, more David Bowie schwag. So, yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know there's enough to review it again. I love it either, but yeah.
Cool, thank you.
Sure. I had a
I just had a quick two-parter. One, at the end of your old and new Spider-Man movies, you guys, if I remember correctly, you had a thing you worked with Lewis on with Fat Grandma,
yeah.
Which is just absolute comedic gold.
He's the greatest character ever.
Any hints on where any of that might go? And the second part is kind of similar. Rob, can we please get more Jeff Goldblum?
I might be able to arrange that because you can never get enough of Goldblum. But now you see, I can take the water and one of the things that I'll go down Change. You wanna know why? The vibrations are slight imperfections. No, you know what? I'll be larger. Imperfections in the skin. There you go. And to even think that you can control nature, that is chaos, yes. In answer to your other question, are you talking about where Fat Grandma's gonna go or Hyper Fangirl's gonna go? Both. We got the sass. Fat Grandma, we're probably gonna take a break for her because we've used her so. We've abused that cameo, but we can't help it because we love that character so much. With Hyper Fangirl, it's definitely something I want to come back to because I want to do. That's the one thing I haven't done with Critic yet is a romance, and I know it couldn't be a normal romance. So with Fat Grandma, you were so concerned whether you could, and stop thinking you should. But I will do something. I
I kind of have an idea where it's gonna go, but I find when I sit down and write it, I just gotta sort of let the scene play out. So even if I have something planned, it's like, it doesn't feel like it should go that route now. So it, we'll find out.
Awesome, thank you.
Sure.
Thank you, He-Man. I'm Jewish. Get the hell out of here, you little alien Hitler youth. Not you.
Hey guys, this is my first time actually seeing you guys live, so I'm a little bit starstruck.
Cool, this is the first time seeing you live. How do you think we feel? We're starstruck too.
Well, thank you. Now, what I wanted to ask you is, I have been getting more into film recently, and I guess more for personal knowledge of film. What directors and what movies would you suggest?
Well, in terms of just getting,
if we want to go pretentious, let's just throw Kubrick out there right now.
Yeah, I love Kubrick, but
Eyes Wide Shut's a good film.
I love Eyes Wide Shut, but honestly, no. In terms of people, again, it's just sort of personal taste. You just gotta kind of go out there and try, see what people recommend.
Kurosawa, I really like.
Kurosawa's
I like early Spielberg a lot. Not all of them are perfect, but like. I still submit that Raiders of the Lost Ark is like just such a perfect movie, and even as Empire Strikes Back is also one of my favorite movies. Like, just because it's a blockbuster doesn't mean I have to hate it.
I check out some of Cemetery Gilliam. I would check out too.
12 Monkeys.
Yeah, 12 Monkeys. Brazil is my favorite movie. I'm trying to think of any other like really big ones that like.
I like David Fincher's work a lot.
No, I'll tell you right now. I think the best filmmaker working is doing new stuff, and it's wonderful. I think he's a friggin' Spike Jonze.
Yeah,
I think it's genius. No, he is unbelievable. He's doing new stuff with storytelling and writing and visual, and I think he's amazing. Strangely enough, even though I don't like all her work, I would recommend Julie Taymor too. I think she's doing some new stuff with film that's really interesting.
Good times. I feel like we're on PBS now.
I just wanted to say, Doug, thank you, because if it weren't for you, I don't think I'd be in that.
Oh, thanks so much, man. Thanks a lot.
Orange is my favorite movie of all time.
Oh yeah, I love that movie.
Wait, what movie?
Clockwork Orange.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
I actually have a few things to ask you.
Sure.
During the Food Fight review, one of the villains, Fat Cat Burglar.
Yeah, I know why he's called Fat Cat Burglar now. Everyone's like, well, it's because he's stealing fat cat, and he's fat, and he's stealing cats. It's like, yeah, I get it. Yeah, well, screw that. They still could have made it more clear. It's still a dumb joke anyway. It's like you're defending a stupid joke, but okay, whatever, sorry.
My second question is, I don't know if you're aware or not, but I've seen this. Are you aware that there are Full House episodes shown on Nickelodeon?
They're showing Full House
because it came on after Korra.
Oh, that's right!
Yeah, and because I was complaining in the middle of season 2, overall I like the Korra show, but season 2 I thought in the middle it really hit a low somewhere, and I'm just like, you know what, I'm more interested in what's going on in this episode of Full House from the 1 minute my Devo recorded what's going on in Korra right now.
So, yeah, no, I actually did a whole episode on Full House. We grew up with it when they were new episodes, so, yeah.
Cut it up!
This is my final thing to ask you. Can I have a hug from you?
Yes! Do it!
Careful, I think he's a vampire now. That was amazing. I hope that tugged at your heartstrings. I don't hear enough awes.
I'm just gonna say right now, that's the one, because it takes a while to run around there, so good timing, kid.
So on your profile here, you guys asked for tequila Ricky donuts. So my only question is, did you guys get some donuts?
Yes. Oh my God!
Thank you.
0 grams of trans fat. Oh my God, there's a human hand in there.
That's good human hair.
Man, they're all chocolate. Just chocolate.
Okay, I'm gonna take pink because real men like pink sprinkles. Hell yeah! Sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle.
I got two questions for both. I got two questions for both of you. First one: have you guys ever seen a movie that that you've maybe watched more than once, but then your opinion of it has changed? Like a movie at first you saw that you liked, but then when you saw it again, you're like,
That's where I buried the body. Anyway, next question.
Well, you were saying Into Darkness, you had that effect.
Yeah, sorry, I'm actually still chewing donut. Into Darkness? Into Darkness, when it first came out, I really liked it up until the stupid ending. Which I don't care what anybody says it's a stupid ending. That's just fact, not science. But watching it again, I saw it again recently because I had a friend who hadn't seen it. And we put it on, and her exact words were, "Why did you let me watch it if you've seen it already?" Because it was terrible. I was like, I thought you should see it, and I want another opinion. And watching it a second time, I'm like, this is not even holding up from the beginning. And I really, really wanted to defend it because I don't hate the Abrams reboot. I actually liked the first reboot a lot. But Into Darkness, I was defending the first half so much and just throwing it all on the ending and watching it again. I'm like, no, this isn't working even from like the first 3 minutes. I'm like, wait, what the hell is going on?
Well, that opening was pretty silly.
Yeah.
No, for me, I think, I'm trying to think of what, actually one that he mentioned before, Saving Private Ryan, when I first saw it, because I saw it on the big screen, and it's like that opening was so intense, I just got, drawn into the rest of it, I think, from that. And then when I watched it again, it's like you can see the Spielberg everywhere, like all the Spielberg stuff. And it started to show, and it got a little corny. But I'm trying to think if there's any,
he's just so maudlin. I think I lost it at the end when he's like, am I a good man? Did I earn it? I'm like, come on.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to think if there's any other. I'm trying to think if there's any Kubrick films that I go back up just like, ooh, no, that didn't work.
Honestly, since it was brought up earlier, I don't hate the movie, but Clockwork Orange is one that has not aged well for me.
Well, okay, the look of it is very dated.
But even in 2001 is another one where I'm just like, it's alright. I really loved it. It's like, wow, what does it need? And then I'm just like,
I still love those two. But yeah, top of my head, I can't think.
Okay. I got one that I'm sure because in this crowd they'll kill me. I don't think it's a bad movie. I actually really like it. Spirited Away is one that I was I love this movie. This is the greatest movie ever made. And watching it recently, I'm just like, it's good. It's not the greatest movie ever made that I remember though. There are other Miyazaki films out that I like more than that. And I'm like,
I love it, but it's still one of my favorites. I still love that one. So yeah, hopefully it helps.
Yeah, before I get to the next question. Yeah, I just had that experience with The Dark Knight Rises. So anyway.
Me, it was the first time saying it.
It was the first time for me too.
So my next question is, guys, let's say you're stuck in a room, held at gunpoint, and you can only watch one of these 3 movies. Last Airbender, Food Fight, and Garbage Pail Kids.
I'd say shoot me.
Yeah. I was going to say don't get stuck in that situation to begin with, but shoot me's also going to answer.
Yeah.
What would you choose?
Probably Last Airbender because Shyamalan is at least entertainingly bad. There's something about his pretentiousness and that he will just not listen to anybody, and I don't know, he makes me laugh.
This is why I carry cyanide pills on me at all times now. Just pop it.
Thanks, guys. Sure.
Hello. Hi. 2 suggestions.
Get a life.
No, that's his shirt says that. He's just reading the shirt. He's like, Rob's a dick. I'm like, look at his shirt.
If you were to do the Star Trek commercials again, I know a commercial you should just destroy.
What's that?
There's a Nickelodeon commercial that says farts are always funny. For the kids.
Is this a Sanjay and Greg commercial?
Come on. It's really brainwashing kids to laugh at us, laugh at us. This is nonsense like that. And I know you only touched upon this briefly, but I think you can ever review Star Trek Nemesis. And,
I don't.
Seems more like a Lewis thing, really.
Yeah, I don't dislike that one as much as everyone else does because I think there's some really good. No, I think there's some really good elements in it, but yeah, it's still kind of
not as bad as Insurrection. But
yeah, probably.
Okay. Oh wait, I think that's a commercial.
Where did you get that shirt, by the way? I actually really like it.
I forget.
Well, thank you.
Well, then you are no use to me.
Chinatown?
New York.
Oh, New York? Oh, okay, let's just go to Chinatown, New York. When we go to Adventure Time, we'll just do it then. Yeah.
Thanks, random lady.
You're welcome.
Hi, this is kind of a mundane question to ask, however, I was actually...
Get a mundane answer.
I was actually checking in on a recommendation I made a while ago, though it might have been swept up in the recommendations that you have, especially since, like, just here you got, like, 5 recommendations or whatever. Though, do you remember anything from this manga I gave you a copy of called Gintama at all, or did it end up getting either swept away in other recommendations, or did it leave an impact?
I think I got swept away. I'm so sorry. I can tell you right now, Doug's dirty little secret is he barely ever reads manga. I'm more likely to do it, but I don't read a lot of manga. I'd rather just watch it. Yeah, no, it's one of those things where it's like, I know it sounds terrible, but it's like, I do get a lot of stuff, and it's like just organizing and getting it together. It's like, it's trickier than it sounds. If Doug actually followed every recommendation he has, he would have read everything on the planet by now. Yeah, he's got a ton.
Well, one thing is that I just recommended the first volume or whatever because even though it gets better, the anime has like a really rough start.
Okay, what is it called?
Gintama.
Gintama, how do you spell it?
Gintama.
Gintama, okay. I'll look it up and see, I'll check Anime News Network or something.
Alright, you might end up liking it a bit more or whatever. In fact,
I generally like anime more than Doug anyway, so...
Yeah.
Except Spirited Away! I never said that. I don't know, idiot. Don't turn them against me!
So yeah, if you do end up seeing it, I recommend skipping the first 2 episodes because they're like filler up.
Like most animes.
Like...
Oh, come on! It's always like every anime is like, we're gonna drop you right in the middle of what the hell's going on, and then the 3rd episode is like, we'll tell you what's going on. That's like half of them.
Lack of humility here before anime fans is staggering, gentlemen. Well, what you call anime, I call the rape of the net. No, I'm not going to.
Alright, well, thank you for your time and have a good time.
Sure, take care.
Hi. Hi, I'm a big fan. Of you, Doug.
Security, yeah.
I just want to know when you guys are going to get a new nostalgia shit, because I think the one you have is not very good.
Well, she was fairly full of herself. I mean, it's like we tried to tell her we don't want her, like, go away all the time.
She has a problem with boundaries, too. Real big problem with boundaries.
I know,
like showing up in people's personal space.
Yeah, like cutting a line and stuff like that. It's crazy. Now Nella is awesome. Nella's great.
Why don't you give Nella her own show?
Oh my god, if she was here right now, I'd try it on the spot. I'd make it happen.
The second Nella produces something, we will drop that other nostalgia chick like a live hand grenade.
You know who's also good? That vampire chick, the pregnant one.
The pregnant vampire chick is awesome.
Yeah.
Like the Twilight baby, is it like kicking inside?
Yeah, I don't know. Is it gonna kill her when it comes out? I'm not sure. But I don't know. Bottom line, nostalgia chick will soon be gone. Nella will take her place.
You are literally a deity.
Thank you. I got that done.
Lift the ass, everybody!
And then comes the problem of trying to record a 2-hour panel with a 1-hour battery. We'll take a commercial break so everybody can stand up and relax, stretch their legs a bit before we continue with our panel. Don't worry folks, we didn't miss any questions during the battery change, so let's get back to the That Guy with the Glasses 2014 panel from ConnectiCon 2014.
Alright, so this is kind of a lame question, but it's bothering me. How many Nostalgia Critic hats do you have? Is it just one, or do you have like 40?
It's like the Batcave. He has like a whole ton of them behind him. So honestly, like, I should have more, but it's usually just one, and when I lose one, I buy another one. Or like, if it's too dirty or whatever, I buy another. Honestly, I'm gonna get another one, because it's getting really destroyed. So yeah, I do have a couple of suit coats. Like, I have a stunt suit coat that, in the food fight, and then this last review as well, I'm gonna have to retire, because it's literally covered in all sorts of garbage. So, yeah, but there's only one hat.
Alright, thank you.
Sure, no problem.
Hi. Just 2 quick questions.
Mm-hmm.
One, could you give us a little hint what the next NC is going to be?
I can say this, returning back to a director that we've done before, and only once. Yeah, and I actually... he hurt us deeply, personally. I actually can't say any more than that because it gives something else away, which, when you see the review, like, you'll know. You'll be like, oh, cool, he's doing that. So, yeah.
Alright.
have you heard about the rumors that they might do another Garbage Pail Kids movie?
It can't be any worse than the last. I'd be amazed if it's worse. If it's worse, then honestly, we need to pack it in as a species. We're done. Let the dinosaurs come back.
No, it's like when they said, what do you think about them remaking Drop Dead Fred? I'm like, good, make it better. I mean, the original sucked. I mean, it can only go up.
Alright, thank you.
Sure, no problem. Hi.
Hey guys, I just want to ask a quick question. Kind of a more serious question.
All right.
A little different than the other ones. But,
Okay.
I was going to ask, like, this applies to both of you, but, like, what makes you kind of angry, like, most angry or upset about the movie industry?
It's not that serious. I mean, the reboot thing does suck and the constant sequels and everything, but at the same time, I kind of like some of the stuff they're doing with a lot of it, so I'm not that angered. I think, honestly, really my biggest thing is when there's just like, even in the reboots and the sequels,
Formulaic
nothing
aspect.
Yeah,
there's just
I mean,
formula.
That really is where I got pissed off with Transformers 4, because it's like, even if it was like horrendously bad, it's like, I could accept it for being so bad it's good or something or whatever.
And this was my problem with Into Darkness, because if Into Darkness had a brain, it would have ended on a dark note like a movie like Empire Strikes Back or something, and instead it's just like, oh wait, no, we just solved all that problem, and instantly, 5-year mission to space, high five, like nothing happened. And that is the formulaic aspect of Hollywood. And it's like, oh, we don't want to challenge the viewers. What? Make them sad? No, maybe then they won't pay for money next time to see a sequel. Like,
yeah, I mean, it's the same. Like I said, that's why I got really pissed off with Transformers 4 making as much money as it did, because it's like, you were giving them nothing we haven't seen.
And Michael Bay is completely right, though. That's the funny thing. It's like, we'll see it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things where it's like, it gets really annoying and really just, you want to punch it, but yeah, the lack of anything new is when I start to get really pissed off.
Lack of creativity, pretty much.
I just new. It's like, give us anything new. It's like, we're only on this planet for so long, why watch the same stuff?
Program half the summer blockbusters into a computer. You could just program the parameters and it would just shoot out a script for you.
Yeah.
Like, that's really how bad it's gotten.
So, yeah, so there you go.
Thank you.
Sure.
Hello.
Hi.
I have 3 things with me. First, I just want to say thank you for literally 7 years I've been watching since Super Mario Brothers, the whole entire skit.
You've been on 7 months. Yeah. At YouTube. Yeah. I'm old.
Yeah. And second, thanks for introducing me to The Room.
Oh yeah, it's incredible, isn't it?
I think at least half of us watched The Room because of you. And I haven't watched it.
I know for a fact you did, because Greg Sestero said that you would. he said the 2 big things. He said the Adult Swim April Fools, that was probably the biggest, and then the second was our review. So that was like the coolest thing I could hear.
And then Tommy gets so upset.
No, didn't you hear? He likes me now. He's like, he is a cool guy. I have no problem. Next question.
Make me money?
Yeah, I mean, so I'll take it.
I downloaded it on dial-up, okay? I had to watch it, and I got frozen right on.
You were frozen tonight.
Right on Tommy Wiseau's ass, okay? And third, recommendation, movie 43. You need to.
I have heard of that. Yeah, we'll have to see.
It just looks so bad. I just don't wanna.
Yeah.
First 5 minutes, Hugh Jackman has balls on his chin. Okay?
No, he's not making that up, Doug. You heard that correctly. Hugh Jackman has balls on his chin.
Well,
I know. I've looked into this movie. Trust me, Doug. You just don't want to.
Well, I guess now I have to go see it.
All right. Well, following up on balls on chin.
I actually have 2 questions, if you don't mind.
Sure.
First one, what is the hardest thing you've ever had to animate?
The hardest thing I've ever had to animate?
Yes, when you do the introductions for Nostalgia Lane and all those things.
Well, we did the stop motion one. That was tricksy.
Well, I mean, yeah, that was for you guys.
Yeah,
that was in the gym and stuff. But for me, I'm trying to think. There was a time where I thought I could do like a million more things. I started doing something called the cartoon show, and I only got 3 episodes out because it quickly kicked my ass. But those were tricky, but they were definitely a lot of fun too. So one of those, yeah, you'd have to go way back. I think they're on the DVDs too, but yeah, probably one of those.
And the second question is, do you have a weird fan story?
Oh, what? we could write a book, but I don't want to be mean. Yeah. I'm trying to think. I'll do the one. There is one I always say because it's funny, and I don't think the guy. I'll let you take the lead because odds are I probably was there for it. Yeah. There was one. There was a guy. It was the first con we ever went to too, and it was one where you sort of sit at a table and people just sort of come up, and there's no designated times or anything. They're just hey, just sit at the table and do a panel, whatever. And the first con we went to, they had a party the night before, and we went to it. And after that,
trash.
Yeah, no, it was an accident though, because it turns out like
I was spiked to the punch with Everclear, and Doug didn't realize it.
So I put rum in it. Yeah, so I had like 3 glasses, so I had like double the alcohol.
We're both hungover. Doug way more than me, but we're both kind of like, eh.
So we're there, and people are coming up, and we're both getting hungry, and we want to go eat, and there's a restaurant right behind us, we're getting ready, and this group of people are around us, and this one guy is in this group, and so the group leaves, they're going to a panel, whatever, and then he just sort of stays, and he says, can I take you guys to dinner? And it's like,
you have to do it more just... Can I take you guys to...
And he's like standing there like this, sort of twiddling his fingers and everything, and we're not doing that. We have a pretty, hardcore thing about
lying our ass off because we're hungry as hell.
Yeah,
it's knotted like fists after drinking too much the night before.
So we say, we've eaten. He goes, oh, okay.
He stands there at our table
in total silence for 10 minutes. No, he stands there 10 minutes, and then he'll ask another question. So, what's your favorite movie? Brazil? Oh.
And then he'll sit there another 10 minutes, and you can literally see, like, he's working it out in his head what to ask.
Yeah.
And it's like 10 minutes, it's like,
yeah, he did this for, like...
He's justifying the reason he's to be there by trying to come up with questions, and then he'll be like, so, what's your favorite NC episode? Oh, yeah, this one. Oh.
Yeah, and then he just had for another 10 minutes, and this went on for like at least an hour.
I almost snapped and was just like, have you been helped?
Yeah,
and because he would stare at us and he'd just be like, directly in our eyes, and I'd be like,
And this is when our con etiquette, like we weren't used to fame yet, so we probably was something different now. Yeah, so but we were just sitting there like.
I don't want to insult this guy by like going obviously to the restaurant across the street in front of him.
No, or the one right behind us. Yeah, it was like Salvation's right there. We can't get to it.
Finally, after 3 hours, like 3 hours of him staring us in the eyes.
Yeah, he's like, okay, bye, and left.
No, he's like, okay, well, I guess I gotta go to work, so I'm sorry I couldn't take you out. And we're like, that's okay, don't worry. He's like, okay, bye, and then just.
Yeah, and then we looked at each other, we both went, thank God!
Yeah, and right into the restaurant, we were just like, okay, let's make sure he's gone. So I'm driving away in his car, it's like, all right, bolt for the Cracker Barrel.
Yeah. So that's probably the one that comes to mind.
I don't know what he wanted from us, but we just couldn't give it to him.
We obviously couldn't give it to him, yeah, whatever.
He just wanted to stare for hours.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Sure. Oh, no problem.
So I love that we have the little sister here and DLC Elizabeth. Like, you two should hang out.
Thank you. We actually did a photo shoot together, so.
Oh, nice. Well,
hi, Rob. Hi, Doug. Oh, hi.
What a story.
Freaking Bubbles! Freaking Mr. Bubbles! I was just wondering, since you just obviously love Stephanie Meyer.
Oh, yeah. Greatest writer of our time.
That national treasure.
Would you ever consider reviewing The Host?
I haven't seen it. I hear it's bad, but not like enjoyably bad.
I haven't seen it either. I'm just curious.
Just in general. But what was the movie to kill Ebert? You know? God, I have heard that's the last movie he ever saw, which is hilarious.
What a sad one to go out. That's like Raul Julia dying on Street
Fighter, yeah.
Or Street Fighter, yeah.
What a week. Of course. Maybe I'll watch it. I did just see, but there was one I sort of said I'll wait to review it, and now I'm like, damn it, I really want to review this one, but I can't. She comes home one night, she said, I told the video people I was looking for a scary movie and all these ones I've seen already, so they pointed me to this one, and I never heard of it, so I decided to get it. Have you seen one called Lady in the Water? And I just immediately I said, okay, it's scary, but not for the reasons you think. Let's put it on. And, oh God, we had such a fun time. It's like, I just did After Earth. I'm like, why couldn't I pressures of like time travel.
You should have waited and done another Shyamalan month. I'm like, there's more we could have done. But no, it was, it's just killing me. So yeah, that's the next like really funny bad one I want to get to. But maybe I'll check out the host.
And this is just a nerd's curiosity, but I'm not sure if this is more Link Cars territory, but would you ever consider reviewing the Doctor Who movie? I'm not sure if you know a lot about Doctor Who.
I know, I've seen Blink, and that's it. And I love Blink, don't get me wrong, but I know nothing about Doctor Who, and I'm sure it's
the history of Power Rangers or chicken fingers, then I'm in.
But no, I don't watch it, and I'm sure it's great. It doesn't grab me. So probably
you've seen Blink.
No, I like Blink, and it's good. I totally acknowledge it's good. It just doesn't.
I've seen the first 4 seasons, and then nothing against it. I just, once again, it's just one of those things I lost track of. So I haven't seen it since Tenet left.
So yeah, I enjoy it.
So cool. Thank you very much.
Absolutely, thank you.
Doug, I don't want to panic you, but old school Rogue just totally walked in.
Do you think my eye wasn't constantly watching her come in?
I could actually hear your retina split as when I went like, ear.
Like, I'm paying attention to her, but my eyes are just like...
Somebody told me she was coming. I'm like, wait, like crappy new Anna Paquin Rogue or old school Rogue?
No, like old school Rogue.
And I'm like, oh, Doug's jaw will drop. Don't worry. That looks really good, by the way. That's a great cosplay.
Alright, I have 2 questions.
Sure.
What are the absolute worst movies you have ever reviewed?
Let's see, Garbageville Kids, Food Fight, Master of Disguise,
Cat in the Hat near me.
Cat in the Hat, yeah. Let's get one more.
I hated Tank Girl too.
Tank Girl, okay, there's 5. There's like 5 really bad ones.
And
I dare.
what movies could you watch again and again and never get sick of?
Well, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. If it's stuff we reviewed.
Are you talking about ones we reviewed?
Any movie, really.
Any movie? My favorite movie is Brazil. I can watch that a million times.
Big Lebowski.
Secret of Nim, I can watch a million times.
Casablanca, Empire Strikes Back, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
I mean, yeah, really a lot of the ones that's like...
Batman.
Yeah, Batman, can watch that a million times. Last Crusade, I can watch a million times. Yeah,
you'll notice a lot of them are not what you would call like classic art house, but they're entertaining.
But even though like, I can watch this again a million times, I still love that movie.
You're right, you can.
But yeah, I think just pour that up. Hopefully that works.
And then I just wanted to say one thing. Thank you so much for remembering it so we don't have to.
Thank you for remembering it. Thank you for remembering what I remember.
I just want to say thank you for all that you did for me this weekend, and I have like 3 or 4 questions, but the first one is, how long have you been doing this, like the crew with all your characters and stuff?
I think they said 7 years, yeah.
And what was the hardest part? Like,
the hardest part? Probably
living on nothing
for a bit. The hardest part of all of that, probably a toss-up between Suburban Nights and Tivoli Flea. Suburban Nights because I really was not prepared for the stuff that happened, and I just wasn't prepared. I mean, and we pulled it off, which was great. And then probably Tivoli Flea because I thought I was prepared, and everybody told me I wasn't.
Try shooting a movie.
Yeah.
Last 2 questions. Did you ever think about like possibly doing more stuff with Lindsay, or even making a movie of your own self?
Lindsay, that panel crasher? No.
God. Unless someone's like, whoa, he said it, panel crasher.
I think you two are just comic geniuses, and you two are the funniest characters I ever met for webcomics. So.
Oh, thanks so much. I mean, we'll probably find something. Actually, yeah, we actually have a crossover coming up as well. So no, it's more
always game to work with Lindsay. So
yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where it's like if something just seems like, oh, this seems right to do, you know, we do it. Like remember when we said do the Chipmunk adventure, and finally we were at a convention here. It's like let's do it. So yeah, if the movie is right.
And what about like making? You know how the video game nerds make a movie about his character. What about like something like one of your characters, like a movie you watch?
I think the anniversaries are as far as I can go with it.
Just side ass, but thanks for everything.
Absolutely.
You're the best.
Oh, thank you.
Alright, first up,
it's fake?
First up, Chuck Norris.
Chuck
Alright, Doug, I have two questions for you right now.
Some of my favorite top 11s from you are any of your top 11 episodes. Like I remember your Simpsons episodes and your South Park episodes. Are you ever going to make any more? Maybe like stuff like top 10, top 11 Futurama episodes or Family Guy episodes?
We do have we have a top 11 worst and best of a certain show coming up, and I can't say what it is or even when it'll come out because it actually corresponds with getting somebody up to film them with. It will probably be the first top 11 we do that has like kind of a guest star if we can work everything out. So I don't want to give it away, but there is 2 cool ones coming up.
Awesome. And since I just know someone already stole my question of if you do vlogs on a regular show, another show that I have an idea if you can do a vlog on, Steven Universe.
Haven't you heard of it? I'll check it out.
It's one of the newest shows on Cartoon Network. It's a really good watch. I mean, it's comedy, it's action, and it's basically about a little kid who fights evil forces with 3 hot women.
Sold. Cool. Apparently one of the stars is right there, literally a star. So cool. Yeah, I never heard of it, but I'll check it out.
Also, and let me introduce the next person about to ask questions. Doug, meet your illegitimate black son.
Hello, mini black me. I can't tell if that was planned or if a fight's about to run.
Well, I don't know. You tell me. Do you remember a fling back in Christmas of 1992 with a woman named Janine?
Yellow. You would have been like 13. You get around.
Don't bring it up. I don't like to talk about it.
You were familiar from yesterday.
Okay. Oh, this went dark.
Nice to see
so did I.
I would like to disavow anything having to do with Herb Walker. I do not know this man.
Oh, you started!
I'm sorry, please ask your question.
Okay. So, given that you are a superstar and you probably have...
And an adulterer, apparently.
A D-list internet celebrity adulterer. That's gotta be a sitcom.
And you probably have like sanctions on certain areas of the internet. But how do you handle like all the hate that comes against you? I know you got your fan base, but just how do you handle something like that? Because me and my partner Brian are trying to do YouTube too.
Brad to the reviewers. He's like, hey, look, we got a whole bunch of haters. Great, you know you haven't hit it till you get haters.
No, there's a lot of truth to that, and you have to know going into this that's always going to be a part of it. I mean, there's always going to be people that aren't going to like your stuff and going to try to, why are you watching this jerk? Why are you blah, blah, blah? It's always been there. It's always going to be there. And thank God it's there, really, because you don't want everyone to unconditionally love you and say you're great. You want people to, even people that do like this stuff, to say, I don't know if I like that, or have you tried this, or whatever. It's just going to be part of the game. And honestly, compared to the kind emails I get saying like, hey, you've really helped me, out of a tight spot, or I had depression, or I lost somebody, and you really helped me through that. I mean, it's like, I get much more of those than, you suck. And even if I did, it's like, who cares? I mean, it's like, I'm doing what I love, and I always look at it this way. My opinion is, if somebody writes like, you suck, like this and that, I'm like, wow. We had such an effect on somebody that they took the time out of their day to log onto our site, create an account, just so they could type 7 letters, just so they could type, you suck. I'm like, that's power. We win. So, yeah, there you go.
Thanks for inspiring me, guys.
Sure. Oh, no problem.
Oh, and by the way, you know what Michael Bay doesn't have? This dick.
Good for you.
Hello, for the 3rd time today, apparently. 2 questions. The first, was there any thought behind the iconic Nostalgia Critic costume where you're just like, suit, tie, hat,
It was kind of that, it was that I wanted someone who was trying to look professional but then gave up halfway through. But the white shirt and the tie, because the first couple I just had whatever shirt under there, and then when I was going to the Harry Potter event, the premiere of the book, you just said, it's a big event. You should wear a tie. And I just sort of like that, like maybe a white shirt with it too, and I just put on, I'm like, man, does that pop? I'm keeping that, like that looks really good.
And then, I need to know, what makes a man think that, what would make this movie a lot better? A close-up shot of my balls.
Don't fall so nice. Oh, Suburbanites!
You want the horrifying thing? He made me shoot that scene. I can't unsee that. I'm like looking through the viewfinder, like trying not to.
No, honestly, the biggest part, no pun intended, about that scene is that it wasn't that big. It was very cool then. But no, the funniest thing about that is that actually I didn't mind flashing the camera. I didn't mind that everyone around there was constantly getting flashed when I was shooting it. You know, I didn't mind. What bothered me the most is that I knew everyone was going to think that I wore tighty whities, and I don't. I do not wear tighty whities. Okay, I don't wear them. But that's the thing I knew would be the funniest, so I had to wear that throughout the whole shoot. And I can safely say that all the costumes I wore, that was the most uncomfortable. I don't know how women walk around those things at all. There is not enough steel wool to scrub my eyes out.
Okay, thanks. Sure. Sparkle, sparkle.
Yes, sparkle, sparkle. Hi.
Hello.
Good question. Take care.
A lot of your movies, you don't like people do stereotypes. Like you don't like those Jar Jar thing, the thing that.
Well, they're not done well.
The thing that did North was pretty bad.
Yeah.
So how come if that's bad, why is South Park fine?
South Park, I think, is okay because they're actually funny.
I'm not saying I like South Park. It's a great show. I'm just wondering how the differences.
It's tough to say. I say there is an awareness, and they know that everything they do is going to be bad taste. They even say in the beginning, the goal is to offend everyone.
It's also about knowing your audience and what you can get away with.
Yeah.
I don't think people were expecting overt racism and Phantom Menace. If you go into South Park, you kind of know what you're getting into.
But yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, nobody really even complains about South Park now because they just know, oh, it's South Park. I mean, they even said that. Like, remember when people used to, like, rage against us? And it's like, we're doing the same thing. Hell, we're doing things much worse, but just nobody cares because they know it's South Park. So yeah, I think there's just a sense that it is kind of their style, and I think what they do, and I think is really fair game, and I think really great comedians do it, is that anything they shove or say about others, they'll say about themselves. I love in that Passion parody when they wanted their money back from Passion because they thought it was so terrible. He said, "Come on, this will be just as good as when we got our money back from Basketball," which they did. That's a movie they made and it bombed, and they make fun of it all the time. So I think that kind of stuff is like totally legit.
South Park tries to be equal opportunity too, like with who they ran on. So yeah.
So yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah, I killed Boomer.
Boomer will live. Do you believe in God, Booker? Are you afraid of God, Booker? No, but I'm afraid of you.
Are you afraid of God, Boomer?
Boomer, yeah. That would have been a much Bioshock even would have been more interesting if it was about a dog.
Yeah. Boomer, where are we going? Boomer, catch!
Sorry.
Hello, Mr. Photographer.
Hello.
I have two things.
I see. Be careful, she's going to drown you.
Maybe I might, maybe I will. So you're very inspirational. I'm also a very huge critic and somewhat.
I just got to laugh a little bit when a woman comes up to me covered in blood and says, "You're very inspirational." It's the fact that it's DLC and like, yeah. I'm sorry, keep going. Keep going, I'm sorry.
And I'm also doing a YouTube series too called Drunk Cosplay Reviews.
Okay, I love this idea already.
You can imagine how well that goes. And so I do a lot of things, especially with Cora, and I know you love the Avatar series. It's probably the best thing that we could ever get with cartoons.
Yeah.
And my only question is, can I get a hand in really destroying your Shyamalan? Because he is just butchered that whole like.
I don't know what sort of problem you have with Shyamalan.
Now, when you say a hand in destroying Shyamalan, like, what do you mean?
I don't know, just like any input or maybe, I don't know.
Like tell you what's wrong about him? I think a lot of it speaks for itself.
Yeah, it speaks for itself, definitely. But I mean, like, if you want me to like make a cameo, Elizabeth.
Oh, as Elizabeth, like, kill Shyamalan?
You've been Shyamalan.
I also do cosplay before.
Oh, maybe. We'll see. I'll tell you what. Contact me on the website. Just put in the drunk cosplay, whatever is the title.
Okay, if this happens, I may need to knock Malcolm out because I know he plays Shyamalan in the video and I do the voice, but I may just need to assume his identity for a day. I'm only saying, kill me, yeah, I'll put me in the headline, yeah. Oh, wait, we got a great cosplayer involved? Yeah, Malcolm, take a hike. So, yeah, just contact me. Maybe we'll do something with that. Like, where are you at?
And my what?
Like, where do you work from? Like,
oh yeah, I was wondering where.
Honestly, I'm a core animation student still, so I work anywhere.
well, I mean, we're in Chicago, so are you in New York or?
I'm within that region. I'm around the lakes.
All right, cool. Well, we'll see what we can do. Yeah, just let me know.
I mean, if it's possible to get to Chicago, then sure.
Cool.
Fantastic. And my second thing is, can I give you a kiss?
Give me a kiss. Well, we kind of just did a hug. I'll have to come all the way down there. Hold it.
No one heard that open a tiny paradox somewhere, I'm sure.
Just gonna take a picture to show my wife.
Me to do it, you technological ignoramus.
Thank you, took care.
Excuse me, what do you think about the animation for the new Teenage Mutant?
The computer generated ones?
Crush's dreams, Doug. Go on.
You know, the new show, I've seen a bit of it. I openly acknowledge it's a lot better than the original. Like, there's much better stories, and they keep it much more focused to characters and stuff like that. I really have trouble with that animation. I wish I liked it. I wish I could get more into it. But it's like there's some bad hand-drawn animation for whatever reason I can handle better than bad CG animation. Okay, it's not bad. Well-funded, I should say. You know, because the CG, I can't do CG animation. So many bridges you're burning. No. It's more of a, I think it's because I grew up with the hand-drawn stuff, so even the bad stuff I would like. It is hard for me to get into the new one with that animation. Not that it's bad, it's just not for me. It's just tough for me to get into. It's the same thing when somebody says I can't watch South Park because, you know, the animation is just that way.
I actually don't mind it that much, and I've seen the first few episodes of the show, and I was actually kind of digging it, so.
Yeah, no, it definitely has a following, and it's good, it's just kind of not.
Of course, it's on Nickelodeon, so expect them to screw it up somehow, but, you know.
So, but, yeah.
Hi, I've seen your top 10 favorite like TV shows of all time. I know that you're a big fan of Cowboy Bebop, and that you're also a fan of Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yep.
And I was wondering if there were any other animes you had like a strong passion for that you really liked, including, like, I'd like to know your opinion on the new, pretty popular show, Attack on Titan.
I have not seen any Attack on Titan yet. I hear it's great.
I love Attack on Titan. My only, talking to the person out there, is like, it's awesome. My only issue with it is so everywhere. I'm like, I love this show, and I'm kind of getting like, okay, I've seen enough like Attack on Titan. But it is amazing.
No, for me, there's actually a show that I think, I like because I know an anime show a lot of people don't, and I love this show. It's called Kino's Journey. Has anyone heard of this one? There's a couple that have. It's so under the radar, and he got to me, it's just like, we watched an episode, and, and it's like,
watch this, it's artsy, you'll like it.
Yeah, and I just love it. I watched it again, and it's so good. Paranoid Agent is one I like.
I'm a huge fan of Todai-kun.
He did actually get me through all of Full Metal Alchemist, so I did dig that.
Not Brotherhood, I got him through the original.
Yeah. How dare you. And I think I said in the list, I really like Wolf's Rain a lot too. That's like one of my favorite shows.
Did we mention Paranoid Agent?
Yeah,
that's good. My favorite of the past 3 years is hands down Sword Art Online. I love that one. That one was amazing.
Thank you very much. Yeah, absolutely.
I just
Nice shirt, Iron Giant. That's awesome.
I just wanted to say that you've been a really big inspiration for me, and I think you're a hilarious comedian, and I think sometimes you have satirical genius in you. But I just wanted to ask two questions, or actually just one, really. What do you think of Fight Club and Donnie Darko?
I like Fight Club. Yeah, I like that a lot. I like it because it does kind of change with the times. It's kind of relevant, it's not relevant. It's relevant, it's not relevant. I think it'll keep going on like that. I am Jack's Raging Colon. Yeah, and we quote it all the time, so we love it. Donnie Darko, I love the idea, and I love that it's speaking to a younger audience about these ideas in a way that's really different and really challenging. And I love that caught on. I think it's horribly written. I cannot get into who talks like that. I mean, nobody talks like how these people talk, and I think it's just insane.
And yet you sit through Unbreakable.
Oh, it's Shyamalan. But I don't know. But I love the idea. So I'm very mixed on Donnie Darko because I'm kind of like, man, there's some. I like that they're taking younger people so seriously, but I'm also like, as a writer, I'm just sort of like, this is a little weird. So
I understand where you're coming from because it's a little Nolan-esque, like exposition.
A little bit, yeah. Nobody does it like Nolan.
But I thought it was really well written. But like, to be honest, like movies, to be honest, in my humble opinion, and I know you love this dialogue in the movie, I did not like To Kill a Mockingbird.
Oh really? No kidding.
Yeah, I don't know why. It was just kind of not my thing. I was like, I like the idea of the view of a child. I thought it was very cool, but it just hasn't aged well, in my opinion.
Well, it is like a 1940s story. It is about racism in the 1940s. It is going to sort of be dated.
And always remember.
Cool. Thanks. What?
Oh, you know this. So before I answer my question, it's just one thing. Alan. Oh, sorry.
I'm a dinosaur.
One thing I was always wondering, like I've been watching reviews for a while, and one thing I was always curious about, whenever you use footage from your films that like maybe came out a year or 2 years apart from each other, do you ever have to go through like legal red tape or whatever, like to get permission to talk about it? Or?
No, it's weird. Like the ones that have been taken down and we're kind of fighting, we're kind of not. I don't know, we're not pushing too hard. But like I think Cat in the Hat, Jurassic Park got taken down, really? And those are pretty old films. But no, surprisingly,
both Universal, not so coincidentally.
But I think the thing with like. I think something like Man of Steel 2 is even if we're trashing it, we're still promoting it.
You know, we're still talking about some of it too. Like Man of Steel is so everywhere on YouTube that maybe you can just slip by under the radar, or maybe they're just assuming, oh, it's a review. Like they're trying to pick and choose their battles. I have no idea, but there's no logic to how anything works on YouTube. I mean, you're guilty until proven innocent. You're just taken down. The companies have complete control of this. They have these little robots that search for things. And, that's it. This is the new world order of the internet. So, enjoy.
Right. No, because I was curious about it.
Sorry, I got on my soapbox there.
Like recently did that whole versus Spider-Man movies, and he used footage from Amazing Spider-Man 2, so I was like, wait a minute, they came out like several weeks before.
Well, and those were clips that are already online as well. Like those were the clips that they allowed too, so that kind of helps. I think as long as it's not like the whole movie, I don't know. It's hard to say, but it's still covered by satire, parody, review, all that stuff. But it doesn't mean it'll always hold up. So
sometimes too, it just. We've got backup, we were with Blip, we've got Maker now, and they're owned by Disney now, so it's like, if we get into trouble, we can just tell somebody, hey, fix it. Like, I always feel bad for the people who have, like, when the whole Let's Play crap happened. Like, if you don't know any lawyers or you don't have anybody to turn to, it's like, well, you're screwed. Enjoy, and it sucks. It really does.
And you have that flexibility because you're doing a parody, technically. You're not just like.
Well, and a review, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's the argument. We'll still get stuff taken down, though. And there's no logic to it. It's just okay, well, apparently it was this one music clip from somebody got upset.
Yeah, it's always going to be part of the battle.
And one real quick thing.
Sure.
I have friends back home that they're big fans of you guys. They couldn't make it, but they wanted me to ask you, Doug specifically, do you like watching movies or do you just like reviewing them?
Oh, I love watching movies. I mean, movies, I've liked it since I can remember. I mean, reviewing's work. Yeah, well, I love reviewing too, but movies, I mean, is like, I've liked it since I was a little kid. Until you feel you can live in the movie sometimes. I mean, they give you things, they're great ones of art. They make you understand life, they teach you things you never knew about life. They can also suck away life. But I love it. I've always loved movies, I'm sure I always will.
All right, thank you so much.
Absolutely. Until they invent a new way to show us things.
Getting the joke out of the way. Wonder Boner, does your wife like that?
My wife would like one of those.
Get off my wet banana! Mom, get off my wet banana! And second, to someone who's been influenced by both you and your videos, but does not have the technology to start, doing videos. Do you know any websites that or good places to get a blog out there? Just something to start off with, and just any general advice for someone who has the passion to review.
I'm not the guy to ask for the blog thing because I like go to my site, maybe College Humor, and nothing much else. I'm actually not online as much as you would think.
Go find some people you know that are popular who've got good running blogs and see what system they're using.
Yeah. And I say, in terms of getting noticed, I mean, we talked about this a few times, but I say, like, just try to look for a video that you would watch and, that you would click on, and just make that. Ask yourself, what would I watch? What would I click on? And try to make that material.
So it's all internal and it goes out there, basically.
I'd argue that, yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Sure, absolutely.
Okay. I was wondering, are you a Toys R Us kid?
I'm always a Toys R Us kid because I've never grown up. I don't want to grow up. Screw that.
Are you ever going to do more of the commercial videos?
We will. It's just finding more to do. We're running out of commercials as far as
but we don't want to do too many modern commercials because, man, if advertisers get wind of that, they're going to have our heads.
Yeah. But, there's still a couple that I like to do. So we'll probably do another one.
Also, can I take a selfie with you?
Not right now because we got a whole bunch more people, but become the autographs tomorrow.
Pictures are free, just wait in line and
I'll just take a time right now just to say at the end of this panel, like, I have to dash right after this, so don't come up and be like, can I do this, can you sign this? Because I really do have to take off. But I'll be here tomorrow. So tomorrow I think at like 2, I do have autographs. Any questions you didn't get? Yeah, 2 o'clock. Any questions you didn't get or something you want to sign, just bring it there and I'll be able to do it then. Because I really do have to just dash as soon as I'm done here. So sorry about that. I love that cosplay. That's awesome.
Thank you, although I feel I should apologize for my hat's been new to your video for the past 10 minutes. So my question was,
I got really excited.
In some of your reviews, like when you reviewed Hook, you mentioned you actually did like that, and in your commentary on the camera review, you mentioned that for a kid's film, it was actually rather all right. Yeah. So what movie would you say that you like the best that you ripped the crap out of in a review?
Ponyo. Yeah, I really like Ponyo. And I do really like, I like Hook. I really do like it a lot. So,
I like Jurassic Park. I mean, we found legitimate things to complain about, but I still love that movie.
Yeah. So
how can I not?
I'd say those are definitely 2 that definitely.
And Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the first movie.
Yeah, I mean, I still love those films.
Actually, the animated film we did too, where
that's EMNT.
Yeah, where you got something like a Mako. I actually like that one too.
I'd say those are some good ones.
All right, thank you, because that's always one of the things I've liked. Even if I like the movie you're reviewing, I usually still laugh at when you point.
Yeah, it's all about joke batting.
And I like Twister. Like, it's fun.
Yeah.
So cool. Have a good evening.
You too.
Hi. In your nostalgia critic review of the top 11 Disney villains, you listed Maleficent as number 2, I think. I was just wondering if your opinion and her status would have changed since the new Maleficent movie came out.
Yeah, now it's gone down a notch. No, she's still awesome. She's still really, really cool. She would be number 1. It's like when I saw that devil, and he is the devil, because they say in Fantasia, our next one is about the devil. It's like, no, it's Chernenbog of the mountain. Yeah, but they say devil, so he's the devil. Yeah, no, it's just one of those things where it's like when I saw him, it's like that's Satan. It's like you can't top that.
Maleficent is the best thing in that movie. There's not much else going on. The fairies are kind of...
The fairies are cool. The climax is cool, but again, man, that's a term.
Weeds, though. I mean,
No, they are like, they're the most boring thing ever. And coincidentally, in Maleficent, too. So, yeah, no, I think it's about the same.
Okay, thank you.
Awesome.
Hi.
Hi.
I was wondering, have you ever said anything about a movie that you now regret?
About a movie? I don't think. I wish I made it more clear in the Pearl Harbor one about the swimming, the sailors who couldn't swim because the Navy people couldn't swim because there were. But in my opinion, it was very much.
I looked it up and warned you not to.
No. It was something, but I was saying like part of it was that like in Titanic, they make it very clear there's not enough lifeboats, and this is the situation. They put a lot of time and effort into how these people died. I mean, like real people died.
Michael Bay wasn't getting into the whole history.
I know, weird, right? And to me, it's like you really want to do these people a service. You should have made that very clear very early on, and you should have addressed that. And it should have been about the men, and that's why I was saying, like, it clearly was not about the men. It was about these fictional characters that, were not there.
Roger Ebert had the best line. He said that movie was about how the Japanese surprise attacked an American love triangle. And I think that just sums it up perfectly. I'm like, it's not really about Pearl Harbor. It's about these three people and their stupid issues. So
yeah, so that's definitely one that I was like, I wish I made that more clear. And I did explain a little bit more in one of my editorials, explain a little bit more, but it's like, because a lot of people do like that speech, I like it too, but it's like, I do wish I explained that a little better. So yeah.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
You too.
Hey guys.
Hey.
I assume that you guys have gotten so sick of so many people gushing over you, but I just have
We will never get sick of that.
It's my life. And it's just so great that I'm here talking to you right now.
Good talking to you.
And I hope to do something on the level at which you guys do one day. I'm an aspiring actor and writer, and I started doing reviews on the internet a few years back, but I'm kind of trying to branch out and do my own thing now. And I can imagine so many people would love to work with you someday. But I was wondering, is there any reviewer on the site who you have yet to do a crossover with but would really like to?
I usually just do them. Again, it's sort of like the material, does the material lend itself to it? So not yet, but if something comes up, I'm like, oh, I should do that. I'll just do it, with that person. So I usually just ask.
Seems like Matthew Buck's been wanting to do one for a while.
We do have something coming up actually. We are going to use it. We got plans for Matthew actually. Not this next review, but the next one, the one after. He should be a big part of it. So yeah, so you'll definitely be seeing more of him.
Okay. And one more thing, do you ever plan on doing another anniversary film?
Not anytime soon. Like I said, we're trying to get these other shows going.
Close to it, but they're big pains in the ass to do.
And the nostalgia creators have gotten a lot bigger now to do, and sort of in bigger production. So we're open to it, but this year we're definitely not. But we'll see if more come in the future. My guess would be yes, but we'll see what happens.
Maybe the 10th anniversary?
Oh, probably sooner than that, honestly. So
okay,
cool.
Well, awesome. Love you guys.
Love you.
I'll see you tomorrow when you're signing on.
All right, sounds good. And with that said, guys, we are out of time. If you did not get a question for me, go ahead, come to Autographs tomorrow. They're at 2 o'clock, and I'd be more than happy to answer your questions. Guys, thank you so much. Take care.